Hello everyone. So it is May 31st, last day of May, and I made it out here to Mount Minsi Trail. Just like last time, I am going up and coming down the Appalachian Trail, right? So I'm doing it out and back. And you can see behind me, the sun is already low. So I expect to be hiking back in the dark a little bit. It's about 10-15 after 6 p.m. right now. And it's beautiful. It's not too humid, but it's warm. I do have another layer in my backpack in case it does get chilly, and of course my headlamp. The only thing I'm not so sure about tonight is that I'm wearing my Xero backpacking sandals for the first time on a hike. I have worn them on like shorter hikes, on like flat paths, so nothing like a 5-mile hike on the Appalachian Trail. So I'm already maybe not sure how I'm feeling about my decision. So check the So for those of you who are familiar with Xero, they are a super awesome shoe company. They do like barefoot feel style shoes, like minimalistic, so they're not like the shoes not crushing your toe box or anything. And the sandals that I'm wearing now are actually like really for more of like backpacking, because the sole is so flexible. Like you can just roll the sandals up, but they're also incredibly like durable. I have had these sandals for maybe 3 years now actually, and they're still holding up strong, and the back of them is only Velcro around your ankle there. So I'm pretty impressed with the product, and I know I will be buying their sandals again. So this past weekend, I was inspired. I was out in the Adirondacks with my boyfriend, Jared, right? We're out in the Adirondacks and we plan to do 2 high peaks. So Saturday we did Whiteface Mountain, and then the next day we did Big Slide. Okay, but anyway, while we were like, I think on our descent coming back down Whiteface, passed this other couple, and I just happened to look down because I love to see what other gear people are using and wearing. And this guy, he's wearing Xero sandals, the same exact ones that I have. And I was like, I don't know if I would want to be out there, especially like an Adirondack high peak with those sandals on, just because the rocks. But then I was like, you know what, I'll try it. And they are pretty grippy because of how flexible the shoe itself is. Your foot, like the sole of your foot, can just like naturally bend and like grip around the rock. So far I'm enjoying it. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm just trying to be a little more careful of my foot placement, because obviously hiking in sandals, I don't want to stub my toe on these Appalachian Trail ankle breaker rocks. It's going well so far. I'm enjoying it. So I'll keep you posted. So I am in the rhododendron tunnel. If any of you are familiar with Minsi, there's a couple of parts that are just thick tunnels of like rhododendron, and I love it. And this particular part 2 miles in here really signifies the beginning of like the rest of your ascent, the rest of the steep part of the trail. I feel like the first 2 miles is really like nothing as far as elevation gain goes, but this rhododendron tunnel is what's up. Oh, frog! Check him out. Rhododendron tunnel. So I would guess most of you watching this right now are familiar with the Appalachian Trail, right? And Mount Minsi is in PA on the Appalachian Trail. It is like the tail end of Pennsylvania if you're going northbound from Georgia on the AT. And it's commonly known as Rocksylvania, or where boots go to die, because of all the small jagged rocks. And some people who I've, read their blogs and stuff who have done the AT say, some people really say that PA is like the worst section just because of the small ankle breaking rocks. And some people say it's really not that bad. And, sometimes it's annoying, but because I grew up in this area and hiking the Appalachian Trail along like a lot of sections of it, I'm so used to it. I really don't think it's that bad. But then again, over like a 2,000 plus mile hike, and PA is like somewhere in the middle. Ah, sweet view. I made it. I'm sweaty. But this place has really changed over the last couple weeks. It's like so much more grown in and green, right? We'll flip it around. So we're looking at Mount Tammy right now, and down there's where I came from. We're gonna follow our AT blazes and keep heading to the summit. I love this time of year, early June, early summer, late spring, when the rhododendron start blooming. So now that I'm up near the summit though, a lot of the buds are still a little closed compared to lower elevation. There were a lot more rhododendron that had already like fully bloomed and they're open. They're just gorgeous, and pretty sure the rhododendron is the PA like state flower. I don't think that's like what it's called exactly. Like the flower, maybe. I just know the plant is that. And look at this. Look at this. Look at that right here. So precious. I spy some freshly painted Appalachian Trail blazes. Oh, glowing. Here we are, vista to the summit. I'm gonna turn left here. You can see how much more grown in it is than last month. All right, here we are. Summit of Mount Minsi, May 31st. It's the last day of the month. I got to finish my grid hike for May. I'm feeling good now that I'm out here and up here and looking at this view, and oh my gosh, the sun's behind me. I know I talked about in my last video how dusk is just my favorite time of day to hike, and I love the way the sun just glows, makes everything glow. Like, so the trail looks a lot like this, right? All these rocks. And I'll say I'm pretty happy, really happy with how these Xero sandals have been holding up. I can definitely tell, like in my ankle, my Achilles a little bit, that I'm working a little bit harder just because there's no support from a shoe. It's really like I'm barefoot, and I like it. The one thing that I've noticed is my like the sandal kind of got stuck in like a tight spot, or since it like sticks out just a bit over my toes, like maybe it gets stuck on a rock, and thankfully not my toes. I have slipped like once or twice, but that's pretty typical anyway, no matter what kind of shoe I'm wearing. So it's really awesome. And two, because a lot of these Appalachian trail rocks tend to be a bit jagged and pointy, I'm pleasantly surprised that like it really doesn't like hurt like you'd think maybe stepping on some of these rocks. Of course, it's not ideal to step on one that's looking like a triangle, but sometimes it happens, and I think I'm doing a good job of just being more mindful of my foot placement in general. Oop, like there, had a little slip. So yeah, I don't know, I'll be interested to see how my feet feel at the very end. I just started descending down from the summit, and you can see the beautiful rhododendron behind me, and I've got that glare from the sun, like sunbeams. Ooh, I love it. Look at this beautiful golden color. So it's been like 2 hours out on the trail, and I'm maybe less than a mile from the trailhead. And I will say, as for like hiking in the Xero sandals, that they've been awesome. I have had to stop and adjust them a little bit, like adjusting the Velcro strap in the back, or like making them a little tighter, especially on the downhill. Way more than I stopped to fix them maybe once going up. And then towards the summit, where it was like really rocky, a lot of those pointy Pennsylvania Appalachian Trail ankle grabbers there, my feet were definitely starting to be sore on the soles just from that kind of impact that they're not used to at all. Because I typically hike in boots as opposed to even like trail runners. So my feet are definitely not used to this kind of terrain. Ooh, excuse me. But I will say, I don't think that I would do an Adirondack high peak in my Xero sandals, but I certainly would do a nice, like, relatively short trail like this, like no more than like 5, maybe 6 miles pushing it. But yeah, I would do it again out here on the Appalachian trails. Maybe a little questionable. I don't want to jinx myself, but I have yet to stub my toe, so that's giving me some confidence. But I don't know how that guy did Whiteface Mountain in the Xero sandals. Just, I don't know. There's way too much mud up there, and I have hiked enough in these. When they get wet, they do get slippery. So there's that consideration, but they're pretty awesome. I definitely think I want to invest in a Xero brand shoe just because they feel so good on your feet. They really do. Wow. All right, it's starting to get a little dark now. I think the sun is down. It's 15 after 8. Last night I forgot to do a recap of the trail. So here I am the next morning, and I will tell you, I did not intend for a lot of the video for my May Mount Minsi grade hike to be about Xero shoes, but they ended up being that. So I will tell you a little bit more there, and I will say that my feet were definitely a little sore when I was done, just because mine are a little older too, like I mentioned, so they're already like pretty worn out. And you can see like there's like no tread left. And it's not just because I was walking on rocks for 5 miles. Like, I've had these for at least 3 years now, maybe even 4. And only a couple times while I was hiking did like debris get like under my foot, and that was kind of annoying. I would not want to hike in these if it was a wet trail, because it'd be really slippery. But for the trail that Minsi was, it was pretty hard to hike in these. I do think it slowed my pace down a little bit, but I love these sandals, and I would definitely am gonna buy a new pair because these ones are getting pretty beat up. Although the tread was worn out, I was pretty impressed with the traction I did have, and I also did not stub my toe, so that's a win. But another reason I really like these too, for like longer hikes, they're so thin, and for backpacking, right? They're so thin and flexible, so you can roll them up really easy to fit in your pack, or just with how thin they are, just slide them in. And these are great. I'm really impressed with the durability of the shoe, and they're so comfortable, like I said. So next time I hike in these, I won't choose a super rocky Pennsylvania Appalachian trail section, but I will definitely be hiking again in these. Maybe like a nice waterfall hike, and I can take the sandals off and do some creek walking. I wish I had a discount code for you guys to get some Xero sandals, but I don't right now, because I would totally recommend these things. Are awesome. Like I said, I want to look into getting a closed-toed shoe by them. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll find me out on the trail in June for Mount Minsi. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.